we are going to talk about 5 foods that you need to eat for longevity. And not just longevity, greater fitness and greater health. Because I'm not just talking about living longer. Like, I just don't want to live longer. I want to live a quality life. When I'm 75, I don't want to be confined to a chair. I don't want to have to live in an apartment or a home without stairs. I want to be mobile. I want to be active. I want to have vitality. I want to enjoy my life to the absolute maximum. And if I'm going to do that at 75, if I'm going to do that at 80, if I'm going to do that at 90, the process starts right now. I'm 46 years old. It actually started a decade ago or 2 decades ago. No matter how old you are when you're watching this video, whether you're 15, you're 20, you're 25, you're 40, your behavior right now is influencing the life you will live when you're older. And if there's one piece of advice I could give my younger self, it would be to take care of myself better, because it really, really matters. When I was 20, I didn't think about the way things would be when I was 30. When I was 30, I didn't think about 40. When I was 40, I started thinking about 50. So that's going to be the big prevailing message in this video. But again, we are going to talk about 5 foods that you need to include in your diet, that you need to eat for longevity. But along the way, if you have any questions, I will answer them. I consider myself to be the realest fitness influencer on the planet. And why do I think that? A, because I have the qualifications. I fought in the UFC. I've won a world championship in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I've trained almost every tier 1 asset in the United States military. I'm also a dad. I have 3 kids. I'm married. I have a full-time job. I work. I do a lot of different things so I can relate to the average common human being. The other thing is I'm lifetime PED and TRT free. I've done this all completely 100% naturally. I'm not trying to sell you anything. There's no gimmicks. There's no hacks. There's no 3 easy payments of $9.99. I am here 100% to just tell you the truth and help you, not the common nonsense in the fitness industry. Best wishes. Hello, Luis Ortega Jr. What's up? I'm having a great day. It's a Monday. I love Mondays. A lot of people hate them. I always say Monday sets a tone for the week, so I try to have the best day possible. So with all that said, let's talk about 5 foods you need to eat for longevity. Now, the number 1 food you need to eat is red meat. Red meat gets a bad rap, but red meat is the ultimate vitamin. Red meat is nature's perfect food source. Red meat will take care of every single need you have in your body. Man can't live off plants alone. Man can live off red meat alone. So I would strongly suggest red meat in your diet. BD Miguel says, my guy, hello, how are you? Thank you for coming by. Sean Russell says, you got a nice haircut. Yes, I am shaved high and tight. I actually started doing this back when I was in the UFC in my 20s because it was much easier to honestly just maintain. Like the amount of practice, I was training 3-4 times a day sometimes. So just super easy to maintain. Tony DiCaprio says Johnny Sins. I take that as a compliment. The real question is, am I the Johnny Sins of fitness, or is Johnny Sins the Bobby Maximus of you know what? Cheyenne, thank you very much. I actually just had this piece done. This piece is relatively new. I'm going to fill all this in. So yeah, red meat, number 1, nature's perfect vitamin. You need more red meat. I prefer red meat that's higher in saturated fat. Saturated fat can help with your hormones. It's got a lot of vitamins and minerals stored up in it. So I like the fattier cuts of beef. Right now, ribeye is my go-to. The next would be a New York strip. Sean Russell, so you like to fight. I don't even know who you are from the UFC. I thought this was just a convict that was talking. Sean, you seem to be a real troll. My question to you is, Do you have anything positive to add to the conversation? That's all. We are here to learn. We are here to get better. We are here to increase our health. And honestly, we're here to be positive. I'm so tired of all the negative people on the internet that have nothing to say except trolling, negativity, making fun of people. It's just not called for. My question is, what's your goal? What's your purpose, right? And do you have anything positive to add to the conversation? All right, Will Self says, I'm allergic to red meat. What should I do? I get a really good high quality fish, like a really good salmon steak or a really good tuna steak. Melvin R says, I like short ribs. Short ribs are incredible as well, but I like the fattier cuts of meat, just again, for hormonal health, for vitamins, for minerals, and also for calories. I do want to consume. I want to be in a bit of a calorie surplus. Right now, I am trying to gain weight. I am not trying to lose weight, so I enjoy the higher calorie meals. It also keeps me more satiated. It keeps me feeling more full. When I have really, really lean red meat, I'm hungrier and I tend to eat more and go for negative food choices. When I have a fattier steak, I feel full for longer. So steak's number one, and we have the comments and all the questions pouring in. We got exercise tips. Why are your muscles so big? Because I work out all the time. That's an easy one. How to stop being lazy. How many workouts until the break in pain stops? What's the best diet to be the best soldier in World War III? Peanut butter, help you gain weight too. Fish, peanut butter meats. Hey, I just got here. What up? What's your channel about? Channel is about fitness. It's about health. It's about sports psychology. It's about bettering yourself every single day. So we had a bunch of questions come in. Again, the topic of today is 5 foods you need to eat for longevity. The first one was red meat, and I like fattier cuts of steak. In terms of all the other stuff, discipline is a skill. Discipline is something that you learn over time. You don't just read a book. You don't just watch like a Jocko Willink video or a David Goggins video and wake up with discipline. It's something you have to practice day after day after day. To combat laziness and build discipline, my number one suggestion is book your time to work out in your calendar. Treat it like an appointment you can't miss. Treat it like an actual job. And at the very least, you have to show up, right? So let's say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, from 4 to 5, you plan on going to the gym. Even if you don't want to train, show up at the gym. Sit there if you want, but just show up. Chances are within 10, 15 minutes of sitting there, you will start to get to work. But at the very least, you showed up for yourself and you kept a promise to yourself. If you can do that over time, discipline will build and laziness will fade away. In terms of the pain from working out, the thing that I tell people is 3 weeks. If you can, and sorry, I'm just looking for my protein shake right now. I'm going to grab it off to the side. There we go, because I need to worry about my nutrition. What I tell people is about 3 weeks, the pain will start to subside. You will be sore. It's going to hurt. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not going to be easy. But in 3 weeks, you should pass that point where the soreness is unbearable and you feel good. And then you can start to make it a habit. Coincidentally, the next point where it gets dangerous is 3 months. Because if you can make 3 months, that's when you start to see real progress. And that's when people start to take their progress off the gas, right? Theodore Benevolt says, what motivates your passion? Honestly, I just really love working out. Number 2, my dad died when he was 49. I'm 46 years old, so I have no choice. I want to be as healthy and as fit as possible. And 3, I want to inspire other people. I have seen how much working out can change other people's lives, including my life. And so I want to lead by example and inspire other people. All right. Before we get to number 2 on the list, I need you to do something for me. I need you to like this stream. I need you to comment. I need you to get your supers in. I want this algorithm through the roof. I want every single person on YouTube to see this video. So likes, comments, subscribe, get your supers in. That helps this video blow up to the world, okay? So just keep liking, keep commenting, keep getting those supers in. So number one was red meat. Now, if red meat is nature's perfect vitamin, I'm going to call that 1A. Then 1B and number 2 is going to be the egg. The egg has literally every single thing you need in it to survive. I have a client right now who, for the most part, he's vegetarian, but he does include eggs in his diet. And one of the worries that he had was if he's not getting red meat or fish or chicken, can he grow? And the answer is with eggs, absolutely. Eggs have every single thing you need. They've gotten a bad rap because apparently they increase cholesterol. They do not. The egg is what you need, all right? The other thing with longevity, there's a huge link between muscle mass and longevity. The more muscle mass you have, the longer you will live, the better you will live. And eggs will help you retain and put on that muscle mass. So steak is 1A, eggs are 1B. If you're not Tony Montana, that's absolutely not true at all. Eggs will not raise your cholesterol. That is a myth. That's something that's been propagated by a bunch of doctors who don't have the proper training and don't know what they're talking about. In fact, most of your cholesterol is indicated by your genetics. That's a fact. 100%. So get some eggs in your diet. Which country am I from? I'm originally from Canada. I live in the United States right now. Eggs are a very easy protein for digestion. I'll buy off on that statement. So yes, eggs. So eggs are number 2. All right. Number 3, I want some dark red berries, nutritional nuts and bolts. A lot of people think I'm carnivore. I'm not. My diet mostly is meat, eggs, nuts, berries, and like some leafy greens that are easy to digest. That's most of my diet, to tell you the truth. The third thing you need is nutritional nuts and bolts. So I want those berries, all right? Strawberries, blueberries, blackberries. I put pomegranates in there even though they aren't berries, but I would have some dark red berries. So again, blueberries, blackberries, strawberries, right? Stuff like that, raspberries, incredible for you. Pomegranates I'll put in there. The more natural, the better. Obviously organic as opposed to non-organic. If you can, grow them in your own garden. But berries are unreal. A handful of berries will handle all of your nutritional needs. Michael Glassmaker, it is a great time for berries, especially blueberries. In terms of the people, I'll answer how to approach a woman with confidence. Women like confidence. Everybody likes confidence. So if you're a salesperson, you're trying to make a sale, have confidence. Confidence is huge. So get confidence. Jat Banti Bagwar says, what do you think about India? I love everybody from all over the world. All right. And I think that one of the beauties of fitness and health, and I'm going to steer it back to that. One of the beauty areas for me of fitness and health is that we're all the same under the barbell. We all share the same struggle. It's the greatest equalizer. All right. Everyone starts from the same point, and we all have to work to get better, and we all have to do that together. And no matter who I've ever worked out with, it's a common bond that we can build upon, right? So something important. So number 1 was steak. Number 2 was eggs. Number 3, red berries, all right? Number 4, I want a dark leafy green. Michael Glassmaker with the super coming through. My guy, thank you very much. Bumping up that algorithm. Listen, and genuinely, supers help me do my job. Content is not easy to make. Paying a camera guy, paying an editor, doing the thumbnails, spending the time, right? There's no such thing as a free lunch. I've said it before. I will say it again. All right? So the more you can help me with supers, the more I can go live, The longer I can go live, the more content I can create for you, the better content I can create for you, the better editors I can hire. Supers help me make stuff for you. So get your supers in. There's a cost to all this stuff, all right? Robert Papa says you can't outwork a bad diet. I mean, theoretically, I'm 50-50 on this, to be honest with you. If you're Michael Phelps and you're swimming 8 hours a day, you can eat whatever you want. Now, that's for performance, right? You're not going to get fat, blah, 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 blah. For health, that's a completely different story. So for performance, I would say, yes, you can outwork a bad diet. For health and longevity, no, you cannot, all right? So the fourth one we needed to talk about was a dark leafy green, and I prefer arugula. Arugula is easier on your digestive system than spinach or broccoli or kale. I think you should stay away from kale completely. It wreaks havoc on your digestive system, but arugula or roquette would be your go-to, okay? So we want a dark leafy green. Paul Presto, before the gym, eat or after? I think both. I think a small snack before the gym to have a little bit of energy, high in protein, so that by the time your body needs the protein to repair, it's digested and it's online. And I think a post-workout meal that's higher in carbohydrates is really good for your muscle glycogen. Singing Dancing Muscle Man, you are always here. Welcome again. You are always pumping the algorithm up. So guys, hit that like button. Get your comments in. Get your supers in. Let's put this algorithm through the roof. So we're talking about 5 foods to increase your longevity. We have steak. We have eggs. We have berries. We have a dark leafy green like arugula, okay? The 5th, now there's a bunch of things that could come in number 5, all right? So I'm actually going to give you some bonus content this live, all right? So, number 5, actually, before we get to number 5, Jim Lund, what about a fast after a heavy workout? So, here's the deal. For most people, fasting's not going to hurt you. Like your average human has, I'm going to say 1,600 calories of muscle glycogen on board. So even if you worked out really hard, right, and it takes about 24 hours to completely replace your muscle glycogen, maybe you burned 1,000 calories in an hour. You still have 600 calories of muscle glycogen on board. As long as you're eating sometime in the next 24 hours, you're going to put it back. It's probably not a big deal to not eat after a workout, especially if your goal is fat loss, right? But that said, that 2-hour window after a workout is the optimal time to replace your muscle glycogen and supercharge that. So I would prefer you to fast before a workout and then have a replenishment meal right after, right? Does it really make that much of a difference? Again, you're not a professional athlete. Your goal is just a little bit of weight loss and health and longevity. You probably don't work out as hard as you think you do. That's the case for most people. It's probably not going to make that much of a difference. But that's like my basic thoughts on it, right? So for number 5 now, because we covered the steak, we got the eggs, we got, do you know how bad I want to tell you if you want to learn number 5 to get those supers in? Is a way to incentivize you to get the supers in, but it's salesy, and that's not really who I am. I just trust that people are going to help me out and do the right thing. Now, number 5, I'm actually going to go 5 and 6. We're going to go bonus content. So we're going to go 6 foods that you need for longevity. Number 5 is going to be fish. Fish is incredible. Now, I want to say fish oil, like a really good source of omegas, but a good fish will do you a lot of good. Salmon, tuna, cod, something right from the ocean. The fresher, the better. I'm not a big fan of cooked fish, but I do eat a lot of sashimi. Love sashimi. So just a really, really good fish. Good for your heart. Good for your health. Yes, tuna steaks are incredible, right? Especially tuna in sushi or tuna in like nigiri or sashimi. But fish is incredible. So fish is great for protein. Fish is great for building muscle. Fish is great for cardiovascular health. So get your fish. Trust me on that. And then the final category, the final one is going to be nuts. almonds, cashews, macadamia nuts. There's a lot of protein, a lot of healthy fat, a lot of nutrients that we need. All right. So if that's all you ate, if your diet consisted of steak, eggs, berries, a really good leafy green, fish, and nuts, and that's all you consumed, you would be an incredibly healthy, fit human being, and you would have tons, I mean tons of longevity. And that should really be 90% of your diet. A lot of you will hear me talk about the 90-10 diet, right? Having a little protein shake right now, but the 90-10 diet. What the 90-10 diet is, 90% of your diet should be all of that stuff. And then the 10%, you can have a little fun. You can step out. You can cheat a little bit. But with the 10%, you still want to cheat responsibly. All right? So, what do I mean by cheating responsibly? The fresher, the cleaner, the closer to nature that you can get, the better. All right? Paul Presto, connotations, man, that's rough. What do you mean? I don't understand like oh, no potatoes, man, that's tough. All right, so in the 10%, you can have your potatoes. So again, in the 10%, you can cheat, but the closer to nature you can get, the better. So potatoes are probably better than bread. There's no bread tree, at least potato you can get from the ground. Rice is better than bread. Oats are better than bread. Oats are better than pasta, right? An avocado would be a great choice. Anything you can pluck from a tree and eat, the better. So the least processed, the better. Now, if you really want to cheat in the 10%, then you're looking at ingredient quality. So if you're going to eat bread, it should really only have 3 or 4 ingredients. If you're going to have ice cream, I want cane sugar, I want egg yolk, I want cream, and maybe vanilla or strawberry. Like, I want it as plain as possible. I don't want natural flavor. I don't want some chocolate substitute. I want genuine, real cocoa. So if you're gonna eat really, really good food. Any good recommendations for nuts? Yeah, Brazil nuts, walnuts, cashews, macadamia nuts, almonds. Those are like the tier one choices. Here's the deal. So with cheating, you still want to have as clean as possible. You want a Coca-Cola, get the Coca-Cola that's made with real, like real cane sugar, not stuff that's made in a lab. Now, I'm not recommending to drink Coca-Cola. All I'm saying is the cleaner, the better. If you're going to have pizza, have a really good homemade pizza. Don't go for Little Caesars. Don't go for Domino's. Paul Presto, thank you very much. Appreciate the subscription. All right. Eastern European Tracksuit says, can you do a video on a week of eating for you and how you prep that? That's actually a really good idea. I will do that in the future. I will put that on my list. So yeah, count on that happening sometimes in the future. Singing, dancing, muscle man, pistachios. Yes, pistachios are good as well. I'd put them around peanuts. I don't think they're a tier 1 choice, but they are good. And by the way, nuts and seeds I would put in the same category. Safflower seeds, sunflower seeds, those can be really, really beneficial as well. But again, with the cheating, again, and I use the pizza example, you want to cheat in style, you want to cheat quality. Burgers. There's a place that I go in Salt Lake City called Urban Hill. A guy has a Michelin, not a Michelin star, James Beard Award, all right? Incredible burger. The burger and fries you get from there is fundamentally different. The stuff that comes out of that kitchen is fundamentally different than what's going to come out of McDonald's or what's going to come out of Wendy's. So that's how you want to eat. That's how you will make huge gains and strides in your fitness and your longevity, all right? So again, to recap that list, and by the way, get those supers in now. Like the stream, put the comments down, we'll recap the list, and then I am out of here. So we got steak, we have eggs, we have berries, we have a dark leafy green, preferably arugula, We have fish, and then the bonus entry, we have, I said nuts, but I'm going to say nuts and seeds. Pumpkin seeds are incredible as well, Singing Dancing Muscle Man. And there you go. There's your live. And honestly, if you exercised every day, if you slept 8 hours a night, and you ate the way I'm telling you to eat, your life 100% would improve. You'd have greater health. You'd have greater muscle mass. You'd look better. You'd feel better. You'd perform better. You'd play better. That's 100% my promise to you. So thank you for coming to my Monday Night Live. I go live every single Monday night. There are some Mondays I miss because I've got stuff going on, but I go live on the Monday nights. Paul Presto, boss, are you on daily? No, Monday nights for my lives, but I post shorts daily. I post long form videos every Monday and Thursday. Monday is usually a workout style video. Thursday is usually a podcast kind of talking like this with my podcast partner, Joe Spula, one of the best coaches I've ever met. And yeah, stay tuned. Go watch the videos, all that stuff. By the way, you could do me one more favor if you're still tuning in. Go to my last video, how to put muscle on 2 times faster for men over 40. And leave me a comment. Tell me your favorite exercise. That's your job. Let's boost that algorithm through the roof. Go to that video, like it, put a comment down, your favorite exercise, and subscribe. If you could do that for me, I would appreciate that with all my heart. So with that said, the big guy, Bobby Maximus, the world's most powerful nerd, is about to go eat himself a steak, probably watch some Demon Slayer, maybe some Devil May Cry. Incredible show. I couldn't think of the name. Maybe The Wheel of Time. I mean, who knows? Maybe some One Piece. That's the stuff I enjoy. Maybe do a few push-ups, get a good night's sleep, and wake up tomorrow and absolutely crush and dominate. Thank you to everyone who stopped by. I love you. I'm grateful. Remember, supers and a comment on that last video on YouTube. Whatever your favorite exercise is, boost the algorithm through the roof. Thank you. Have a good night.